Hey, everybody. Welcome to The Experience, live with Russ and Scott.
Welcome to The Experience, live with Russ and Scott.
Special thank you to our sponsors, the Gillette Home team of Keller Williams Midwillamette. For all your real estate needs, go to teamgillette.com. And thank you to our new sponsor, Joseph Gonzalez and In the Game Group. For more information, go to joseph at inthegamegroup.com. Ta-da!
Hey.
We made it! Woo! On the Experience Plus, live with Russ and Scott on this Monday morning. Wow. It is a special day today just because we have this special episode with special friends. It's special.
It's been a while. It's been a while since we've been able to do the Experience Plus. And just so everyone knows, we have our regular program Wednesdays at 7 a.m. Pacific time, and that has been great. But sometimes we can't schedule people during that time because they have other commitments and things. And so we run a special edition, which a little tongue in cheek because everything's Hulu Plus and Disney Plus and the ESPN Plus. And we said, you know what? They're no better than us. Or we're better than them. I don't know. The Experience Plus.
Well, anytime we can do just a little bit more. I love that theory.
Yeah.
Just one more. I don't know if you're familiar with Ed Milet, but he's got this whole just one more, right? And it just goes back to the same thing, just one step at a time in life, and just one more little thing makes such a big difference. And so that is why we do just one more show, just a little bit more.
So I'm not familiar with that, but I am familiar with the movie Over the Hedge, and where they say Spuddies, which is like the Pringles thing, Spuddies. With Spuddies, enough is never enough. And I think the same thing with the Experience. With live with Russ and Scott, enough is never enough. So we're here today on the Experience Plus.
And especially when you have amazing guests like we have today. So today, Scott is coming from a secret bunker in a secret location across Oregon. Right. And so we are doing this show specially. And because of, I'll just be transparent and honest, because of my error, the first mistake I made all year in 2023. Anyway, we did not get the actual show and link and all that out till about an hour and a half before the show. You can tell how popular our guests are just by the comments I'm already running through all of these people watching the show in the comments, came for our guests, love our guests, and they only found out about it about an hour ago. I
love it. I love hanging around popular people. So
there you go.
Life is good.
They make us look good. They make it, especially Whitney. Dave, but Whitney, she especially does.
Oh man, so. I tell you, it's so fabulous. So what else, Russ? Quickly, what have you got going on this week?
Well, if you haven't got enough of me, when we're done here with this special episode this morning, you know, my normal Monday morning Marketing with Russ comes on at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time in less than an hour. So doing back to back. And I got to tell everybody watching, I have Pete Can, the Laughter Man, who's a good friend from Bristol, England. I use his material when I talk live to groups because he does laughter therapy. It's amazing. Everybody watching right now needs to tune in just for at least a few minutes of the episode if you haven't had enough of me, because Pete is amazing and you should connect to him because he will bring actual real joy to your life and show you how laughter really is the best medicine. And so I'm really excited about that. Besides that, I mean, we're having new floors done at our house. I've got all kinds of, I get to go out and see people live and in person now that I've got through episode 3 of COVID, and all my treatments are back on schedule. Life is leveling out. So I'm actually can see the horizon. I'm moving. So I'm super excited. How about you, Scott?
Well, we are here over in Seaside, and you know, this is one of the beautiful things about creating a business that is location independent. So many times working out of the home office, could be at the local coffee shop, could be the south rim of the Grand Canyon, could be here in Seaside, Oregon, and it's been all of those. So Christine and I here this week, a lot of what we're doing is just the same, except we get to go walk on the promenade and down the boardwalk. I get to sit in this chair and look out the window and see right over the swimming pool to the Pacific Ocean. And anyway, so it's gonna be a good week.
Oh my goodness. It is totally going to be a good week. And I am so excited. I think we just need to get the show started this morning.
Absolutely.
Because people are they're really here to see Whitney and Dave anyway. So we're going to get things rolling. So as usual, as I'm scrolling through a bazillion comments still,
oh my gosh,
we always start ladies first. So Whitney's coming in the house. She's ready. She's smiling in the green room. Ta-da!
Hey, good morning,
hey Whitney.
everyone.
How are you doing?
Morning. I'm great. So great to see you guys. I'm feeling the energy this morning.
Well, great to see you too. And you know, it's interesting because you went from the green room to the green screen because our background for the Experience Plus is green. So there you go. So
beautiful.
Yes, it is. Well, hey, we are so excited to have you here this morning, honestly. And thank you for being such a blessing, being very flexible, being forgiving, and showing up. And so all of those are really good things. So let's just start with what amazing things you're up to, and who is Whitney really?
That's a deep question. It's a deep question, Russ. Is that too deep for Monday morning? I'm Whitney Koch. I'm the marketing communications specialist with Welker. We're a manufacturing company in Sugar Land, Texas, supporting the oil and gas industry. And I'm sort of the face behind our social marketing channels. And aside from that, I'm a wife, a boy mom, cat mom, and a book reader.
So what book have you been reading recently?
Recently, I am reading The Revolutionary Samuel Adams for a book club. Interesting. Very interesting. I'm about a third of the way through. It's good. It's good.
So is it about him or did he write it?
Yes. No, it's about him. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, it's I think a bestseller. The author won the Pulitzer Prize, so it's a pretty recent book.
Well, much like my personality, Whitney, you probably find this hard to believe, but I'm always reading multiple books at one time. And I currently have a great series going, incredible author. And then I am also reading, I always read like a fiction and nonfiction at the same time, or two nonfiction and a fiction. I don't know. I go back and forth, but it's been a blessing with being down over the last few months. I read more than normal, which was good. Yeah, it's been really good. So, hey, you know, speaking of amazing people, we're just going to get Dave in the room so we can all just get this party started. Here he comes, Mr. Dave Crysler.
Hello. So excited to be here with everybody today. Thanks for having me on.
Well, we owe you for all showing up this morning. So that'll be just our little secret. But so we're all here. Dave's here. Dave, you know what? You you have truly become an amazing friend, and I appreciate you so much. You are so uplifting, encouraging. You bless my life. I appreciate you. Tell everybody a little more about you and why you're the star of the Crysler Club.
Thanks so much, Russ. Yeah, I've got a operations consulting business, and we are mostly working in the manufacturing and distribution spaces with operations leaders, business owners, and really what we do is all about creating and optimizing business systems. So breaking those down into 4 key pillars: planning, people, process, and technology, and working with leaders in those spaces to help them optimize those 4 core pillars to drop dollars to the bottom line, obviously impact their culture from a continuous improvement mindset, and really love doing what I do. And so thrilled to be on here with you all today, and just blessed to be a part of this community and have so many friends out there, including the 3 of you. So thanks for having me on.
And Dave, do you ever work in the oil and gas industry? Because I know someone I can connect you up with if you haven't met.
I've not done specific work in that industry, Scott. So, but always welcome a connection, and happy to have a conversation.
So set up a LinkedIn introduction.
Perfect, love it. Thank you.
So we're gonna do this. Is called housekeeping on the fly for live streaming. One of us has got some clunking going on as we are speaking this morning.
Oh,
so
that's probably me. My bad.
Okay, so I'm just giving you a heads up. It's all good. Hey, listen, you're trying to get my attention. You did it, Whitney. And speaking of attention, so this is what I love about the 2 of you, truly, is how awesome you are at connecting. And, you know, in any industry, no matter what you're doing, connecting and building community is so important. And how passionate you are and how caring you are about what you do. And Whitney, that was the first thing that I noticed about you, becoming part of this community that you and Dave are part of around manufacturing. Of course, everybody knows I love manufacturing.
Yes.
So how did you get into this field and all that you're doing, Whitney?
I got into manufacturing after I was leaving education. I was a high school teacher for 4 years, and in my 4th year, just realized it wasn't my lifelong career. At least
I was in high school for 4 years and realized that was enough for me as well.
I know. I feel like I kind of graduated high school twice. So in my last year, I was job searching and trying to figure out, okay, what can someone who has experience teaching do that's kind of related? What are those transferable skills? And I ended up doing technical writing here at Welker for about 5.5 years, and was ready to do something a little more creative, you know, not quite so dry as technical writing. And I moved over into our marketing department. And when COVID hit and, you know, stopped us from attending trade shows and things like that, I said, hey, let me take over our social media channels, and so that way we can still reach people, even though we can't physically get together for, you know, who knows how long, right? And then it's just kind of grown from there, especially in 2022 after I got connected with the USA Manufacturing Hour Twitter chat group, thanks to Julie Basello at Radwell and Dan Bigger. And I get to know all these lovely people like Dave and so many other people here live in the comments.
Well, and Dave being described as lovely, I haven't heard that, but I don't know. He is kind of lovely.
I'm glad this is being recorded, Russ.
Now
I can see an update on your LinkedIn profile coming right after this.
Yeah, right.
There has already been comments about Whitney's lovely sweater, and so, but no one's commented about your shirt yet, Dave. So we'll work on that one. Maybe someone will throw a comment and they really like Dave's shirt this morning. But
that's what's on the inside that counts. Come on.
There you go.
I'm just happy that it's chilly enough here in Texas that I can wear a sweater. So happy about that.
That's awesome. Well, Dave, you are the process guy, and what really got you locked into manufacturing, and how did you get locked into that amazing community you guys are part of?
Yeah, for me, manufacturing has really been a part of my entire life. So, I grew up in a family-owned business, print manufacturing businesses. There was a couple of them as I was growing up, and I've really whether it's been directly in or a business that's very closely associated and supporting, my entire life has really been in and around manufacturing. So as I, joke, I said, I was destined to be 6'2", but, sniffing all those chemicals when I was a small child and all of those manufacturing facilities, shot me out at 5'8". So, but yeah, I've been in and around it my entire life. And, kind of that systemization component, the process side of things, it's really just years and years of practice. And having opportunities to kind of look at different problems that we were faced and break those problems down, learning about how do we incorporate kind of all of the collective brain power of the people that are doing those particular tasks, and kind of leverage all of that to move forward from a continuous improvement standpoint. So yeah, it's been a ton of fun, and yeah, thankful to have been connected with the USA Manufacturing Hour Twitter chat group kind of throughout this networking journey as I launched this business just before COVID kind of hit. So yeah, it's been a fun and wild ride, and just met so many tremendous people in and around this community. So
that's the second mention of Twitter chats, and I'm a big fan. I have participated for many years, and that's how I was able to grow my Twitter account the most, was being involved in Twitter chats. Maybe you guys can explain to folks, because they've been around for a while, but Twitter is a little, things are up and down or whatever. Anyway, maybe we can explain a little bit about that.
Yeah, Whitney, you want to take this one?
Sure. So a Twitter chat, there's some kind of hashtag for the chat. So Dave and I are talking about the USA Manufacturing Hour. So that's the hashtag we use. We meet up every Thursday at 2 p.m. Central, and there is someone who hosts on a particular topic from their account. And throughout the hour, they post questions, and then whoever is following the hashtag, following that person's account, can respond to the questions using the hashtag. And so it's a way to have a conversation on Twitter in real time. So you're using that hashtag to be able to follow the conversation. And it's really a great way to learn. I've learned so much about manufacturing and business through the USA Manufacturing Hour chat. There's also another great one Monday afternoons, Social Trust with Deb Koman, that I've been participating in. That's a great one too.
So I have, because of my good friend D. Scott Smith, also got involved in some Twitter chats. So let's make sure we get that in the comments too. So give the hashtag again for that Twitter chat.
Sure thing.
Looks like Katie's put that in there for us. So
I'm sure Katie's got it.
Oh, Katie's on it. She's on it. I'm sure Ever's going to have it in there right after her too. So doubly good. So listen, yes, I shouldn't have had you type. There you go. So listen, Dave, do you have any more thoughts about the importance of, connecting through Twitter chats or anything like that really has helped grow this community, and it's helped draw people like myself in to really love manufacturing in the long run. So why are those type of things so important? Because in your community, it's really a focus. It's really a big deal. Everybody coming together and supporting each other.
Yeah, I mean, whether, when we talk about kind of networking in general, right, whether it's on a Twitter chat or we're doing a live stream like this and people are in the comments, or you're just scrolling through posts and you're finding opportunities to comment and make a connection. That's really what it's all about. And you end up finding just these really genuine people and connections. And, to Whitney's point, you end up just learning a tremendous amount. I've, as I mentioned, I spent really my entire life in and around manufacturing. And yet with the Twitter chat specifically, having different hosts every week and kind of different specific topics and kind of a range of questions. And then it's the input and the stories of everybody else that's participating in there. You not only kind of open up the opportunity to learn, but you end up just meeting a tremendous amount of people just by, even if you want to be kind of a fly on the wall and not necessarily participate. I mean, that was kind of my story with that Twitter chat specifically. I came across it, I think, through Dan Bigger. And, I tried to participate, and Twitter wasn't like a great platform for me at that point. I didn't get it. And, so I tried to participate. I couldn't catch up and keep track of everything that was going on. And so I left Twitter for a long time. And I'm so thankful that I made my way back there, because I've just, what I've learned about networking is that it doesn't matter necessarily where you initially connect, but there are so many different touch points, and kind of, the conversations that happen on Twitter are different than the conversations that happen across LinkedIn. And it's different when you connect with people one-on-one for a call. And so what I love, though, about all of that is just, this opportunity to build community and to continue to support each other. And through that, right, we talk about, well, everybody's here to sell something. Everybody's here to, kind of move the needle forward. And through that kind of genuine connection of people, that's where, the best stuff happens. And, that's really what I've appreciated for all of the opportunity and all of the great people that I've met in and around manufacturing. And whether we're talking in the Twitter chat or a live stream like this, I mean, it's just been a really tremendous journey, and, just highly encourage people to participate at the level that they are comfortable with. And you're going to meet some amazing, amazing people. It's amazing people connect and hang out with amazing people.
I want to ask you a question too about, the Twitter app or Twitter on your computer may not be the best way to participate in the Twitter chat.
Yes.
Can you talk about the best way that you guys get involved with Twitter chats?
Yeah, I'll take this one quickly, but my favorite tool is TweetDeck. And so you basically can have, a series of columns. It's its own individual feed. You can follow a hashtag. You follow an individual person. That for me is about the only way I'm able to keep up with what's going on in a Twitter chat, especially one like USA Manufacturing Hour. I mean, it is on fire in terms of trying to keep up with the conversation. So, and Julie at Radwell does an amazing job recapping each week through a kind of a blog post, and captures all of the different participation. So that's another way you kind of connect after the fact to learn. But that TweetDeck's my favorite tool to be able to keep track of what's going on.
Well, thank God for my good friend D. Scott Smith, who turned me on to TweetDeck and also Twitter chats, because I think I had like 2 followers on Twitter about a year ago. And then I actually started doing some of that and connecting, and it just exploded with the number of people, because people, when you start engaging, it's hard sometimes to engage on Twitter if you don't know how to do it. And I don't mean ultimately it's really hard, but for those of us who have not really done it, like Dave, like you said, you just weren't really into it at first, neither was I.
Yeah.
And so it takes some work to figure out where people are really engaging, how they're using it. And then people start clicking in, just like LinkedIn. When you really figure out how to connect with people, then your LinkedIn followers and connections go way up. So listen, I want to just take a short commercial break to tell everybody, don't forget, here in just about 35 minutes on Marketing with Russ, aka #Russ Selfie at 8 a.m., that I will have Pete Can, the Laughter Man. So I know that 99% of you are here because Dave and Whitney are awesome. I want to tell you, as far as connecting with people, Pete is in Bristol, England. He's an amazing individual. For those of you who speak, you need to listen to this man, because he teaches laughter therapy, and I've incorporated it into my speaking. People love it. So even if you only have a few minutes, because I know your day is not consumed with just watching social media and watching live streams, but even if you just
stay
have
right
a few
there
minutes,
on Russ's LinkedIn profile, don't touch that dial.
Don't touch that dial.
But you will be able to watch it on replay if you missed it this morning too. So anyway, back to our conversation. Just wanted to throw that in while the 5 million people that are here to see you or watching. But listen, Whitney, you know, so when we first met and you talked about how you got into technical writing and then how that really pulled you in social media and all the things you're doing. Tell me, what is the number one benefit to you from the community that you become a part of?
Oh, the number one. It's hard to pick a number one.
Okay, just say a big one. What's a big one?
Probably, I think the friendships. You know, especially, you know, COVID is such an isolating time for, you know, everyone really. And then kind of slowly coming out of that, and then that being combined with building this network on LinkedIn through the USA Manufacturing Hour group, and getting connected with people like you, like all of you guys, with Inger, Katie McDermott, and just really building friendships offline as well. And that difference that it can make, you know, having some really good friends that you can reach out to, about work, about other things, you know, that just makes such a difference in your spirit. And I think for me, that was the biggest blessing of the last year.
Yeah, I totally agree. And Dave, I'm going to shift to you real quick, but I'm going to say that the joke, so that those of you that are not in the loop that I love manufacturing, is because I was drawn to Whitney and Dave because of who they are. And Dave and I we were on a live stream and I was having fun and I was intentionally kidding, but I was telling him, you know, what I love about you, Dave, is you can make anything sound exciting, because really manufacturing is pretty boring and you make it sound really exciting. And then everybody's like, oh, manufacturing is boring. I love manufacturing. But the whole point is, would I have ever jumped into your circle? Yeah. But would I have ever jumped into your circle
now
if it wasn't for who you guys were and the friendships and the actual true connections, not connections like, hey, what can you do for me? Connections of really friendship, helping each other out. I want to support you guys in all you do. You support me in all that I do. And Dave, don't you feel that is so critical in anything you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, you know, whether we are talking about manufacturing or any other industry, it's that genuine connection. And like I said earlier, you know, people are here to sell things and, you know, to build business relationships and all of that. But what ends up happening, the most genuine connections that you can make when you really put yourself out there and say, how can I help you? How can I support you? Who can I make a connection to you for? The more of those types of relationships that you're building, the eventual goal that comes around is that you end up generating business, because it's not necessarily those, you know, one of the things I've really learned in kind of this networking journey and connecting with so many amazing people like yourselves is it's not necessarily connecting with Russ or Scott or Whitney, but it's who Russ and Scott and Whitney, who they know, and, you know, those connections. So by building a genuine relationship with you all, and by doing anything I possibly can to help, because one, that's the person I am anyway. And it's not from a selfish standpoint. Like I want to see you succeed. I want to, you know, if there's some tool in my arsenal that I know, or some specialty that I have that I can share with you all to help move the needle for you, you know, in turn, you know, people feel like, oh, well, I want to help Dave. I want to, you know, make a connection. I want to support Dave. And it's that kind of goodwill sharing back and forth and that genuine relationship building. And the other thing I'll add to all of that is just the coolest part to me has been the opportunity to take these connections with people that were complete strangers such a short period of time ago, and to go from that to, you know, in real life meetings, right? And that genuine connection to back to what Whitney was saying, and that real friendship. And it's hard to imagine my life today and the amount of interaction I have with so many people that, again, were literal strangers such a short period of time ago. Couldn't imagine my life, you know, kind of not having so many of you all in it. Just couldn't imagine that, which is just, to me, the power of what we're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I just want to say that I completely agree with everything you said. And the power, I am all about connection and community building, which you guys know, and I love it. But what is so great is when you really put out and you want to connect with people and help and bless other people, and you really, that is what your purpose is. What ends up happening is when you really need it, those friends are there for you.
Mhm.
And it has been mind blowing to me, the number of connections and people. When I first put out my first post, so many people were asking my first post about my cancer journey. It was over 60,000 people
Wow.
that looked on that post. And then I can't even tell you the numbers that actually took time to comment. And what was amazing to me was not only all the people that I had connected with, but people that I didn't even know that reached out and connected for me and told me they were praying for me. It's that power of connection and digital community. And Scott is a big reason that I'm where I am today. Scott, take it away. You're being quiet.
All right. Yeah. So I'll have to get some earbuds then. So if I'm echoing, so I apologize for that. Um, Dave, I love what you talked about the four pillars, because I've been involved in a number of different industries over the years, from high tech and low tech and agriculture, manufacturing, to manufacturing upholstered furniture for IKEA. So we've been involved in a lot of different things, and as you move through, people said, "Well, how can you be involved in so many different diverse industries?" I said, "Well, it all comes down to people and process." And I like that you added the two other pillars, which are planning and what was
Technology.
technology. Yeah, absolutely. So, those are the things that run through everything. But that first word is people. And as you move from different place to place, um, I'll tell you, it's not the technology you miss. It's not the offices or the facilities, but it's the people. But the good thing is, your circles just get bigger.
Yeah. Well, that is so
Yeah.
true. Dave, I know that you have found that to be true. I mean, how big, David Whitney, one of you, how big is the USA manufacturing group now? I mean, you guys, such a supportive and big group.
Gosh, I don't even know how many.
Yeah, I don't know either, but one of the things I think is most interesting kind of about that is kind of that who comes and goes. There's a regular group that definitely is there week in and week out. And then, people cycle through because you've got other obligations and commitments. But it's always such a welcoming spot. You could literally miss for weeks on end, jump right back in there, and everybody would, welcome you with open arms. And, you could jump in with your experiences and your answers. And, it would be just as valuable. And chances are you'll probably meet another 5 to 10 people because, there's always new people in and around that kind of get welcome into it. So again, I think, I don't know, maybe if Katie or somebody else is in the comments, they would have better insight into how specifically how big that group is. But, there's quite a few supporters, regulars, and, people that come from time to time. So.
And it's starting to be, it's the 4th year of the chat. So I think that says something too, that, it's been so successful that it's continuing on.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. So we could keep talking because I love talking to you too. And obviously everybody in the comments loves you today, but I want we need to wrap it up because I got to be the responsible host. And so what I really want is your last little golden nugget. And then how do people get in touch with you? Whitney, you're first.
Oh, a golden nugget for today. Well, it's just Monday. I just want to say, have a great week and to invest in the people around you, whether that be the people around you digitally or in person or both. See how you can be of service to others. And you can find me here on LinkedIn. I'm Whitney Koch, Koch. And you can also find me through Welker's social media here on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
Somehow that just magically appeared below you, Whitney, during while you were speaking.
It's magic.
So anyway, that was so great. Dave, you're up.
Okay, one nugget for today. I'll go with. So I put out a Monday motivation quote earlier today, and I think it was such a great one. But the thought process is every day we have a choice, right? And you could continue on the same path, or you can make a different choice and set yourself on a different path. And whether we're talking about networking or career opportunities or an opportunity to improve our processes or systems or any one of a number of things, every day we get to make the choice that we want to make to continue moving forward or to change directions. And so I would just encourage you to actively make those choices and don't relegate yourself to say that, the things happening to me are happening to me, because you get to make a choice. And so I'll leave people with that for today. Love to connect with anybody that is in and around the show. You can find me on LinkedIn or Twitter. Those are my two big platforms. You can also find me on our website. And yeah, thanks again for having me on the show. You guys, is so much fun, and looking forward to the next one.
And this is a great thing about being in America, because if you study, work hard, eat all your vegetables, when you grow up, they'll name a building in New York City after you.
That is amazing. I've been to your building, Dave. It was very nice. Well, it's funny that you bring up really a choice, and being that I am the live the life you choose kind of guy. It's funny because my LinkedIn newsletter this morning also is around that topic. So if you don't subscribe to my LinkedIn newsletter, please do that. But I think that we're also like-minded. This is why we could talk for hours and keep going. And people are probably going, "Oh heavens, no! Let's call it good."
Let's do it.
Yeah, I sense like telethon. We can raise some money for a good cause.
There you go. Hey, we might think of that sometime. Yeah, we'd be like my good friend Tim Sohn, who does those 24-hour.
Yeah.
So anyway, but we're going to wrap it up for today. I want to thank the two of you. We're going to send you out to the green room and say thank you, but hang tight for just a moment. We'll see you on the other side.
Thanks, everyone.
The experience plus.
Amazing. We're blessed. We're blessed every morning with amazing guests. And I just want to remind everybody, our normal time is Wednesday, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Experience Live with Russ and Scott. And then we have the Experience Backstage, 6:30 a.m. on Instagram Live every Wednesday morning as well. But we do have the Experience Plus, that pops up occasionally on extra times. Like if we have extra guests we just want to get in, or they can't do it at that time, occasionally we do that. So that is a blessing. And I just want to thank you all for being here today. And before I turn it back to Scott to close things up, I just want to remind everybody, in less than 25 minutes, please come over and see Pete Cam, the Laughter Man, on Marketing with Russ. Actually, you don't have to come over. Just stay on my channel and click onto that.
Touch that dial.
Don't touch that dial. You'll be good, because you know what? It's the amazing people we connect with. And I'll bet most of you watching in the manufacturing world are not connected to Pete Can in Bristol, England. New connection, great opportunity. So I'm looking forward to that. Scott, what else do you have going this week, and wrap it up for us?
It was such a great conversation today. And again, it all comes down to people, and connect with us. And, I love the comment that Bob Feathers made that says, digital relationships are real. This goes back to 2016 when I gave that talk at the Social Media Summit in Dublin, Ireland. And the topic was the psychology and physiology of relationships. And looking at the academic research proved that our online, our digital relationships can be just as strong as those that we create face-to-face. And for nearly 3 years, we've had a global lab that has proved that to be true. So connect up with everybody in the chat, connect up with all of our guests. And Russ, I want you to mention too, you're also working on a children's book.
Yes. Well, first of all, I've got underneath you. your book that you have about Freeze in Action in the Face of a Business Crisis. You got to get a copy of that. Sign up for a copy today. That's in pre-sale right now, right?
No. It's available. It's out there.
It's available. Okay.
You can get the Kindle or you can get the paper version. And then
Awesome.
stopinaction.com, you can link right to the Amazon where you can get the book in whatever form works for you. And there's a free course to apply those concepts to your business.
Yes. Oh my goodness. You got to do that. Scott's amazing. It's been such a blessing in my life. And yes, working with Devin James Stinson on the children's version of Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose. Very exciting. We're deep into it. The basically the text is there. He's working on the graphics. So the goal is by summer to have that book out. Super excited about that. So keep your eyes peeled for Mr. B Fuddled and the Life He Chose. That is the title of the coming book. So super excited
this is
about
exciting,
that.
Russ. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, I know it's going to be fun. So with that, I think we got to wrap it up. Thanks so much, everybody, for being here today. It's been amazing. We have so much fun, and I really need to wrap up so I can start another show. So we want to thank all of you, and so does Kermit. Yeah! Couldn't end the show without him. Until we see you again, have a great day and a great life, and
enjoy the experience plus.
Thanks for tuning in to The Experience Live with Russ and Scott. If you enjoyed today's show, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or subscribe on YouTube. See you next time.